Very welcome to everybody. Very, very welcome. Um, for the recording's sake, I was just telling everyone earlier that my microphone has died on me, so I'm using my regular computer microphone, which is going to make sound not so great. We'll get through this, and we'll have a replacement microphone by tomorrow, hopefully. And get that all taken care of. So very nice to see everyone. Did you guys have a good weekend? Everyone have a good weekend? Get a nice little time away, a little bit of a break. I ended up in Napa, wine country, as they say. I was up in Napa all weekend, and that place is beautiful. I don't know if everyone's been there or not been there, but that's a nice little spot. A little bit of a trek getting there and back, but a really beautiful place. So it was nice. It was nice. I thought to myself, I could have a vineyard and just trade off the back porch and stare at my grapes that are growing, but maybe. Um, good one, Bruce. Good one. So anyways, it was a fun weekend. Nice to get away. But always happy to be back to the charts. And it's true, Bo. I would miss the beach. It's true. Oh, vineyard agent. Good, Amy. Oh, happy to be back to the charts. There is some good stuff to talk about today, guys. We have some good stuff. Let's just have a quick little look. Well, before we get to any of that, remember, everybody, if you would like to see how we trade things in much more detail, feel free to do so. You can get a free trial at the link I just posted, daytradersfx.com/join. That'll get you set up on a free trial for the trade group, and you can see how we trade, see what we do, see all the things that we're trying to accomplish as a group, which is ultimately just to make money with the least amount of work possible. That's pretty much my goal in life, and so far so good. So we'd love to have you. We have an exciting week ahead, specifically with all the news we're seeing hitting now. We've got some Greece situations that are mounting, and we've got a lot of other regular news as well. So Tuesday's a decent news day. CPI from UK, some German zoo, a little bit of New Zealand news. Going into Wednesday, average earnings for the UK, that's a big deal. Employment numbers for the UK, big deal. The bank rate vote, big deal. Wholesale numbers, not massive for Canada, but worth keeping an eye on. Carney speaks on Wednesday, also a big deal. We pulled that one up by the FOMC statement and the interest rate for the U.S. and the press conference. Big deal. So Wednesday's going to be huge for dollar pairs. Very huge for dollar pairs. We follow that up on Wednesday with GDP numbers from New Zealand. So Wednesday's just like too big of a day. So we'll have a lot of live things happening on Wednesday. So again, if you'd like to get a free trial, do so, because on Wednesday we'll be doing, we'll just be on basically the entire day. So kind of prepare for that. And then we've got more, we've got Swiss news, we've got Swiss central bank news, and all of that. So just stuff upon stuff is coming. And then we have retail sales for the UK, which is big. And Kevin, I'll put up my email address in just a moment. And then we have unemployment claims for the US and so on. And then Friday is kind of not massive. So anyways, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are huge news days, and we're going to probably see a crazy amount of movement in the charts. There are only a few pairs that I have any interest in or much interest in this week, and I may sound like a broken record, and I'm 100% okay with that. As you can imagine, I am very interested in euro dollar, very interested in pound dollar, very interested in Euro CAD, and very interested in Aussie New Zealand, and medium interested in Aussie dollar. The rest of them, I don't have too much interest in. I have looked at everything else. I've looked at every other pair that I can think of, and I just don't. There's just nothing there for me. But these 5 pairs have some pretty great things to mention, to look at, to keep an eye on. So let's start with the euro dollar. We have a lot of there's a lot of conflict. Everybody's wondering what is going to happen with the euro dollar. Is Greece going to default? Is everything going to fall apart? Here's what I want to say. First of all, I am totally. This is being recorded. This can be passed around and sent to everybody to make me look like the most wrong person on the planet. But here's what I think. If Greece defaults, or if they just say no thanks, I think we'll probably see a little bit of a spike down on the euro, but I don't ultimately think the euro is going to care about it. I keep reading about how Greece owes at the end of this month 1.8 billion euros to the IMF. Has anyone ever heard of a major government deal going belly up because of $1.8 billion or euros or anything? I mean, pretty much every government on the planet spends $1.8 billion on pens and pencils every month, and so I don't know. I'm kind of not buying into this Greece thing. I was pretty on board with the euro just falling apart if Greece defaulted, and it just shows. So far, we've seen that the market doesn't really seem to care that much. There's some sideways activity that we're seeing right now in the euro, and it's kind of being hesitant about which direction to go. But I think it will almost be a relief if Greece defaults and then ultimately just leaves the European Union. I know there's a lot of saving faith that's going to try to happen, but I think that ultimately if Greece leaves, then on to the next kind of a thing. So anyway, I'm just not. If Greece has bad news, I'm probably going to buy the dip on the euro dollar. But I'm never of the opinion that I am right no matter what. So we go right back to this little area right here. If Greece defaults and the euro makes a significant move through 110.50, then I'm no longer right there, and I think that we will have a little bit of a situation. One moment, guys. So anyways, 110.50 is kind of the make or break level on the euro. If we get a lot of bad news and the euro moves through 110.50 and ultimately through 110, then the euro's bearish and we sell the heck out of it. But as long as it stays above 110.50, I'm buying dips, and I want to get into that. Now, I want you to be a little bit careful because things get pretty volatile and pretty crazy going into the weekend and going into the open as well of the week. So I like this 112 area. We hit it a couple of times on Sunday, and we kind of bounced around that whole area. That's around 111.90. And that's a great buying area in my opinion. 11200, 11150, 11100. I like all that. I like all that area to buy. So basically, between about 111 and 112, I think the euro dollar is a great buying opportunity. Because I still think the euro, it's not what I think, it's what's happening on the charts. The euro has a very nice inverse head and shoulders pattern, and it hasn't touched the 200 moving average on the daily chart in 280 days. And that's a long time for the euro. So it's going to make its way up to 115 and probably above. I'm still looking for 116 to ultimately get hit, and I think 118 is a possibility. 118 might be a stretch, but I think 115, 116 is a fairly doable level for the euro dollar. So, and again, it's not opinion. It's my indicator right here. It goes through the historical data, and I've seen it play out over and over and over again. And so this is a great opportunity to be able to get into the euro dollar and ride it up into at least that 115 area. So anything below 112, at or just below 112, let's buy euro. We have to have stops below about 110.50, so it's a pretty big stop loss, but we have profit targets of 11500. So those are some trades I'm looking for on euro dollar. Pound dollar is a much less risky one. The pound dollar is, as you can see, I have this from previously. I still like opportunities to buy the pound dollar around 15400. Now it's up at 15600. The pound dollar, I won't chase the pound dollar up, but any nice moves up. We made 200 pips on this last week in the group. We got in at 153 and out at 155, and that was just a great little trade. And any dips down to about 150, 400, I think are great. And then I'm looking to target 158, 100 once again. So I think there's going to be, if we can get enough of a dip, there's 300 to 400 fairly easy pips on the pound dollar that I will be absolutely looking to dig into. Now, of course, we have with the dollar pairs, we have the interest rate news for the U.S. This Wednesday, and that could cause major craziness, or it'll do nothing. But if anything crazy comes out on Wednesday, then that of course can change things. If for some reason the U.S. says, you know what, we warned you guys and we're raising interest rates on Wednesday, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. And if that happens, then I'm hugely bearish euro dollar, I'm hugely bearish pound dollar, and I'm hugely bearish everything else. But I just don't know if that's going to happen. So that's what we're looking for at the moment. So barring U.S. interest rate hikes on Wednesday, let's buy this pound dollar around 150, 400 or thereabouts, and target 15800. Let's buy euro dollar at or below 11200, targeting 11500. The Aussie dollar is looking interesting. We're testing on the Aussie dollar. Australia has just kind of continued to come out with slightly better than expected news. Not even so slightly. The employment numbers were much better than expected. And we have a pretty nice pattern here. The Australian dollar has made a very nice double bottom right here. Again, if the U.S. doesn't hike rates, then I want to be long above 7,800, or I want to buy the dip around 7,600. So this is what I'm looking for in Australia. And I think with this move above 7,800, I'm looking to target at least 80, just the 80 level, good old 80 level. And then I want to target on the longer stretch, I think we have 82 and 83 are good targets. But shorter term, let's look for 80 and then 8,100. But I think we can get up to 8,300 on Australian dollar, US dollar if it starts to make a move. So buying dips with stops below 7,600 is great in my book, or buying above 7,800 is also great in my book. I think we have a great opportunity on the Australian dollar as well. Okay, EuroCAD. We've got a EuroCAD trade in the group, and the EuroCAD is still just an excellent, fantastic trade. It's just looking very, very good. We have an excellent head and shoulders pattern. It broke above the neckline right here, made a huge move. Yeah, I mean, decently huge move. It ran up almost 400 pips above the neckline and has retraced perfectly to the neckline. We're looking for this pair to pump out about that profit target, about 14500, and it made it almost halfway there, a little less than halfway. It has retraced and given us this fantastic opportunity to get in again around 13800. As long as the EuroCAD can stay above 137.50, then I am totally long EuroCAD. Anything below 137.50, it's turning into failed head and shoulders. But with the kind of pattern that we see there, I don't think it's going to fail. I think that it will get choppy very possibly, but this is going to get up into the mid 140s. Mark my words, EuroCAD will be up in the mid 140s, and let's be on board for that. So entries, around 13800, 137.50. 137.50 is kind of our make or break level. We start getting below 137.50, and I'm changing my tune from bullish to bearish. But as long as we stay up above about 13800, that's a pretty safe entry, and we can target 140 and 142 and ultimately 145. So I love EuroCAD. That is such a great opportunity. And again, you guys might forget about these. They might come and go, and they might do a whole bunch of different things. This is a great opportunity to get a free trial in the trade group, because we're going to be following these all week long, and there are hundreds of pips to be pulled out of all of these trades. And so I think they're going to be really, really good little setups. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in EuroCAD. And then last but not least, the Aussie New Zealand. New Zealand is crazy bearish. Australia is fairly bullish. It's a pretty easy trade. We're coming off these big low levels, big historic lows, all kinds of good stuff there. The Aussie New Zealand has made big moves up. I want to see it retrace to about 110. So about 80 pips. I'd like to see it pull back to around 110, and I want to buy this thing up into my first target, which was 113, and then ultimately I think we have a good chance of getting into 115 and ultimately 117. But for the moment, I'd like to get in around 110 and target 113, 115, 117 on Aussie New Zealand. I think this is going to be a great trading opportunity. So those are the pairs we're looking at. We want to buy euro dollar at or below 112 with with our reversal point being 110.50. If we can get pound dollar down to 150.400, let's buy that. Let's target 150.800 ultimately. Aussie dollar, let's buy against 7,600 or above 7,800, targeting the 80 level and then 8,100. Euro CAD, let's buy this thing with our directional changing point being around 137.50. If we get below that, we're no longer bullish. But as long as we stay above 137.50, we're targeting long-term 145.00. Great trade there, great everything. And then Aussie New Zealand, let's buy as close to 110 as we can. And we're going to need 100 to 150 pip stops here, and let's target 113, 115, and ultimately 117. And Bo, I will talk about that specific trade. I will update everyone on that one. Members, that's a members only. Okay, guys, that's it. Questions, comments, let me know, and let's make some money on these crazy, fantastic trades that are setting up. Thanks for attending. Thanks for being with us. I'll get this recording posted and sent out to everyone very, very shortly.